Well, good morning, everybody. I'm so glad that each of you have brought your beautiful, immortal soul to this meditation this morning. Wow, the whole world is benefiting from you being open and receptive, but more important, empty. This idea of just emptying ourselves. I love that word nothing because it really can represent no thing, right? No thing. And the truth of the matter is, if you want to believe it, is that we are formless, we are deathless, we are we are freedom fighters at the very, very least, meaning that we are seeking to be, or it is seeking us, as we talked about yesterday, that joy, that peace, that love and happiness are always seeking us more than we're seeking it, right? So just being no thing, a nothing, is what we're going to look at this morning. Just for the heck of it, just to empty out, to see what it's like. Very powerful quote Yogananda said, short, and I don't think I ever saw it in his writings up to this point. He says, "In your silence, God's silence ceases." You get that? In our silence, God's silence ceases. And what that means is that we start to perceive, we start to get hints, get intuitions that somebody in our no thing, nothing, empty frame of mind, state of mind, that we get the insights, that we get the message. We get the message. We get the walkie-talkie between us and the spirit, back and forth. Can you imagine? That's why the Gita that Yogananda commented on, classic Indian scripture, he said it's all about God talking to Arjuna, which was the chief disciple, the chief warrior in that book, that God's presence is talking to us all the time. So, my dears, close your eyes and let's settle in for another adventure in nothing, another adventure in no thing. We're not listening, I don't think, to music right now. I don't think there's sense appetites going on, but you never know, that we just become kind of in the void, just silent, witnessing, watching, observing, and getting as much silence as we can receive right now. Just silence. Silence of mind, silence of body, stillness of body. Because this is what happens, why God then ceases his silence or her silence when we become silent. Because there's always the beautiful quote in Bhagavad Gita, she or he who perceives me everywhere. She and he who perceive me everywhere and beholds everything in me. I never lose sight of her, nor does she ever lose sight of me. She who perceives me everywhere and beholds everything in me, never loses sight of me, nor do I ever lose sight of her. She never loses sight of me, nor do I ever lose sight of her. And Yogananda comments on that Gita quote. attributed to Bhagavan Krishna and says, the divine lover beholds God through every window of time and space, and the cosmic beloved beholds the devotee through every window of his omnipresent love, locked in visions of love. God and the devotee enjoy unparted union, locked in visions of love. God and the devotee enjoy unparted union. My dears, nothing turns into everything when we are silent, but God ceases his silence, and there is a rapport. We never lose sight of the beloved never loses sight of us. So just be here now. Maybe in the wonder of what is that communication. Now that you are practicing nothing, being nothing, empty, silent, and yet God isn't silent right now. Let's just feel what that might feel like for you. It says in another place that be an absolute nothing state. Be in the absolute no thing, no thinking, nothing. Be in the nothing state, and someone from beyond will come to guide you. And someone from beyond will come to guide you. That's what we're aware of now, my dears. That someone from beyond us will guide us, will speak with us, will give us insight, will help us when we become so called nothing. Because the absolute nothing is an emptiness, it's surrender. I mention emptiness because I equate it with surrender. It's the quiet space. You can look at it this way, that absolute nothing could be emptiness for you, it could be surrender for you. And, my dears, it could be the quiet space where you let go of thoughts, expectations, fears, which you know in the AA program means forgetting everything is all right, is one way to look at it. FEAR. Well, we also know that the fear algorithm could be false evidence appearing real. You've heard that. False evidence appearing real is fear. So, this is a quiet space, my dears, this nothing, where you let go of thoughts, expectations, fears, and the endless mental chatter. And when you drop into that still, vast silence, you open a door. When you just sit there now, just sit there now, be still. You drop into a vast silence, my dears. That opens a door. So imagine that you're sitting in a vast silence, and God's the one that's not silent now, but you are. God's intuition is pouring into you. Maybe not words, but frequencies and presence. As the door opens wide, the ego fades away. The outer noise that you're used to quiets, and in that void, guidance arrives. It's promised. In our silence, God ceases his silence. And that help comes. That presence comes every time. Guidance arrives, not from your mind, my dears, but from something deep, something beyond, something beyond. It could feel like a whisper. An intuition, a dream, maybe, or a synchronicity. Sky's the limit. The universe, your higher self, ancestors, or divine energy steps in when you stop trying to force answers and simply allow. And simply allow. Let it be. Be still and know that that which is beyond is with you now. And it's asking you very simply for trust and patience, to have meditation mind. It's just this state of nothing. And it's not easily reached. It's asking for trust and patience, my dears. As we talked about yesterday, we took what we're trying to control and we replaced it with trust, the great placeholder. We're trying to control our outer life. Is trust and patience, where we have meditation mind, where we breathe in the present moment and we release the need to control. No matter how many to-dos you have on your list today, just for now, let's just be absolute nothing, which is surrender, which is also, I do believe, emptiness, a letting go. And the more we practice emptying ourselves, my dears, the clearer the guidance becomes. So vast silence, sitting, as we mentioned yesterday, in the center of the universe, beyond all the laws that operate this universe, and into the reality of pure calmness, of pure silence. This beautiful, clear guidance comes. So it is, in essence, about receiving the message. And you become a vessel. You become a vessel. And the beyond, my dears, as you just let your vessel fill up. And the beyond fills you with wisdom you couldn't have imagined on your own. Embrace the nothing. Let it be our keynote today for all of us. Let us take little silent little gaps of getting our message, filling our vessel, with being in a rapport with the divine loving presence. It will guide us all the way home, my dears. It will guide you today. A part of this beautiful awakening, my dears, is that peace isn't found by controlling thoughts. It's found by realizing that when we are in this state, this vast silence, and we're getting tuned in, tapped into the messages from beyond, we realize that thought has nothing to do with it. has nothing to do with what we're looking for, seeking for, being patient and trusting for, and aware of. Unparted union, my dears. As we look through the window of time and space, and God looks down with his or her omnipresent love, and embraced in visions of love. God and the yogi and yogini, God and the devotee enjoy unparted union. So, my dears, in a world that is being so deceived by the outer circumstances and the thinking mind, let's don't forget that we are about freedom. And freedom begins when you stop believing you are the thinker. You don't give any credence to your thought forms anymore. You let them come and you let them go. We stop believing that we are the thinker. And we stop believing in the content of thought. They appear, but they're not us. They're not us. They're a poor substitute for who we really are. So you're in a vast, quiet, no thing, nothing to do, nothing to talk about. You're just in a vast silence of getting your messages from beyond, my dears. Those thoughts appear, but they're not you. So your awareness can watch those thoughts without possessing them. Your soul union, your unparted union with the higher state of consciousness will help you watch and not possess your thoughts. Watch them because you're going to discover that your suffering, your restlessness, your uneasiness, your fear, yes, your fear, fades when identification with thinking ends. Check it out. Check it out, my dears. that your suffering, your dis-ease, you're not feeling quite right about things, starting with yourself, fades when identification with thinking ends. Don't believe your thoughts because you live in the space in which the thoughts appear. You live in the space in which the mind appears. And most suffering comes from identifying with thought, my dears. Freedom begins when this is seen clearly. Identifying with thought brings the suffering, brings the disorientation, brings the usual lowering of our consciousness. So, my dears, let's end with this thought. Since we are releasing our so called doership and our possessiveness and owning these parts of us that are really just a tool, just an instrument, part of being human, let's realize who's in charge really. Who's the doer really? And this little reading is the strength I didn't know I had. That God carried it out of me. That God carried it out of me, the strength I didn't know I had. I didn't wake up strong. Did you this morning? Strength formed quietly. Strength to get you and me going this morning formed quietly. And may even have been a little bit of a survival tactic. And maybe our prayers were whispered through exhaustion. But God healing helps me see it now. God doesn't demand resilience, my dears. He supplies it. The journey we're on today reframes our story. You listening to these words today can reframe the situation, give you another angle on your mindset today. This journey reframes our story. This stream reframes our story this morning. We're not weak for hurting, my dears. We are brave for enduring. We are brave for enduring. God doesn't waste pain, He shapes strength in it. All of our troubles, trials, tribulations, God is not wasting that pain, that discomfort for us. He's shaping strength in it. And now we walk forward knowing that we are more capable than fear, false evidence appearing real, will ever try to convince you of. God builds strength gently. So let's bring our hands together, my dears, and feel the palm chakras. Feel that beyond energy that we tapped into this morning, just being nothing, a no thing. And feel it in your palm chakras. It's powerful. And put it on your day. So you know some people probably today you'll be running across talking to. And just put it on everything that comes into your mind right now as we rub our hands together so that we can bless it. We can send blessings in advance today, right? We can bring that beautiful help that we're receiving from beyond because we're quiet. We're quiet and we've stopped buying into the outer show. Inhale the breath. Let's chant our first Om. Oh. Once again, spread it around, especially on all those things that are occupying your awareness right now, my dears. Spread it around. Sensations in your body. Let this Om penetrate not just you, but expand itself and let it cover the globe. When you sing Om, when you say Om, when you chant Om, it covers and blankets every living being on this planet. Inhale, one more. Oh. That's beautiful, my dears. Let's go right to our mantra where we put on, if not already, you just kind of have your God glasses. You're see through like a divine x ray into the illusion that we're in, and you go see perfectly. You see the light because of the love, because we love, we see the light. And then let's care, bring your hands around and give yourself just this warmest hug ever that you've given yourself right now, my dears. Someone said, well, you're worthless, right? Blah, 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 blah. But the opposite is true. We are nothing. We are nothing. We have no thing bothers us. We're not a thing. We are divine beings. And we love to share. So bring your hands up. Let that light just blast out into our world today. You have some thoughts about that, I'm sure. But why think about it? Why think about it with thoughts, my dears? Blast it with love. Blast it with light. Blast it with your peace. Blast it, blast it with your growing awareness. And every day, in maybe little ways, or maybe even bigger ways, you're having new experiences. Little more God time, little more heart time. So let it allow it, my dears, allow it. We have nothing to do with this. And that is that. And it is so. God bless our world. God bless all the inhabitants of our world. God bless even the inanimate parts of this world. God bless the creatures great and small. We are so grateful that we can be aware, awake, and ready, as Yogananda says, in this time around the sun in a new body. Even though it might be getting aged, my dears, it's a new body, it's a new incarnation, and we've come here to be absolutely fearless. We've come here to completely let go of all desires that may cause us to come back again, which is probable. So, but do your best to not make karma today, all right? Keep it simple, keep it holy, keep it all about love. And that is that, my dears. We all good? Todd, that's right. I get my Saturdays and Mondays and Tuesdays mixed up these days. But welcome. Happy Saturday, my friend.
Yep.
Ricardo, nice to see you. Tara, Kathleen, on again. Beautiful. Thank you for your presence. Marty, anybody, if you want to share a thought about anything, this is our little tribe. This is our little circle. This is the way we pass this, the pipe. We pass the pipe around. Our peace pipe, my dears. So let me know if there's something that somebody wants to share in our little convenient booth, in our little booth here of beautiful faces. I think it was Rumi who said that every time I see your face, it glows hundreds of times more than it glowed last time. And every time I feel your energy, it is 100 times more powerful than last time. So just imagine how we are seeing each other, how we're letting go of the human part of ourselves and just really, it really is does something to someone else when you see them as who they really are. They say that if we had the right equipment right now, we could see that the light coming off of our energy. We could see the light, depending on what our energy is, what our consciousness is. You could see the light coming off of the body. Yeah. So we are light first, my dears. The last thing we are is a physical form. So, anyway, anybody have a thought? Hey, that's a setup. We just talked about don't have any thoughts. Hey, good job, everybody. You're not going to fall for that trap. All right. Well, just keep sending your love, my dears. That'll do it. All right. Anyone have a thought? No, not on this watch. All right. Love you, Ricardo. Love you, man. Love you, everybody. See you again tomorrow. If all goes well. And God's blessings upon us and on our world. And that is that. Aho. Namaste. Much love, my dears. Thank you for everything, as always. Aho.